Hey guys, welcome back to this video. Today I have a really important and a very useful topic here today. And the topic is how to hire in-house appointment setters for your financial practice. So there's going to be a couple of things that we're going to go over today. Number one is we're going to talk about why do you need to hire an in-house appointment setter? When does it make sense for you to even hire one in the first place? And our in-house appointment setter hiring process for financial practice. So we're going to go over how we find our potential hires, where we find them. We're going to show you our hiring process, our interview process, what we look for in an appointment setter, what makes them a good fit. We're going to show you our onboarding and training process, how we onboard and train appointment setters and ramp them up to hit KPIs. And most importantly, we're going to go over how we actually pay them, their compensation structure, and incentives for the right behaviors and hitting KPIs. Now, if we haven't met before, welcome to this channel. My name is Dickie Cheung, the founder of digitalprospecting.io. We're a company that helps insurance agents, financial advisors get more high premium, high ticket appointments on their calendar. So whether you do life insurance, IULs, whole life, or you do annuities, financial planning, AUM, you might want to consider checking us out. I would highly encourage you to go to our website, digitalprospecting.io, to see some of the results that we have got for our clients from the past few years. And if you're interested, feel free to add me on LinkedIn, shoot me a message, and we'll see if we could help you. If this is your first time watching my video, I do want to remind you our channel has something we call the gentleman's rule, meaning if you watch more than 2 of my videos and if you find it helpful, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. These videos are free for you to watch, but they're not free for me to make. I spend a lot of time and I spend a lot of effort coming up with the ideas and filming the content. So your like, your comment, your subscribe will mean a lot to the channel. Without further ado, let's dive right into the video right here. So the first question you might want to ask yourself is, okay, why do you need an appointment setter for your financial practice? And I want to introduce a new concept here. It's something that I call outbound is the new inbound. Now, everyone wants inbound appointments. I know they're the best. You get people asking you for help. You get people wanting to see you. However, these days, outbound is actually really effective, and if it's done the right way, you could almost set it as an inbound appointment. This is something that I'm going to show you exactly how we do that for our clients. The first reason is something I call increasing lead efficiency. If you have an outbound appointment setter, you get more appointments out of the same ad spend or the money you spend on leads. So let me give you a typical example. Let's say if you spend $1,500 a month on ads, let's say you run a webinar funnel or you run an opt-in funnel, you have a landing page. Let's say for that $1,500, you get 60 leads. And out of 60 leads, you get 10 appointments out of those 60 leads. Leads who actually booked an appointment to speak with you. So your cost per appointment is going to be $150 per appointment, which is okay. I mean, that's an okay number. But if you use an appointment setter, and if you have the appointment setter call those 50 leads who haven't booked the call, you're probably going to get 5 to 10 more appointments, depending on how good your appointment setter is. What that really means is you immediately cut your appointment costs by more than 50% just by having an appointment setter call these leads, which means you have a higher return on investment. And therefore, you could spend more on ads, you could get a higher return on your investment, and you could scale your financial practice other ways such as hiring or doing other sorts of marketing. And imagine this scenario. Let's say you spend $1,500 on ads on a given month. You get 60 leads and you get 10 appointments, right? So now you have 50 leads who you need to call. Now imagine month number 2, you spend the same amount, $1,500 on ads. And then let's imagine you get 10 appointments out of that. Now you have 100 leads because you have the leads from last month and you have the leads from this month. So now you have 100 leads. So all you need to do to make your investment worth it is have an appointment setter set maybe 10 to 20 appointments out of that 100 leads. If you think about it, it's not even hard, especially if you do it the way that we show you. So the second reason is time value for money. The growth of your business depends on one and only one thing, and it's the number of appointments that you take on a daily basis. So there's 2 activities that you need to really get appointments. The first one is generating appointments, of course, and the second one is conducting these appointments. Having an appointment setter frees you up from the first activity, so generating appointments, and allows you to only focus on the second activity, which is conducting appointments, which is something that you should do the best. This means that you're going to get more time back for the same amount of effort that you put into your business. It's also one of the highest return on investment hires that you can make for your financial practice. Let's say if you hire an assistant or if you hire an accountant, yes, you're going to save your time back, but they're not going to make you money per se. And an appointment setter is someone that not only can save your time back, but he or she could also make you money, which is really a rare position to have inside a business. So when the time is right, when you're ready, you could definitely put some thoughts into hiring an appointment setter. Number 3, an appointment setter can help you increase lead quality and lead trust. Now, one of the biggest challenges if you run any sort of ads, if you run a webinar funnel, if you buy leads, is having prospects to number one, show up to a meeting, and number two, qualify for your financial product. And appointment setting, when done right, could get you a much higher show up rate and help you get more qualified prospects on your calendar. It could help you increase the prospect's trust and rapport with something we call the authoritative transfer. I'm going to show you how we do that just in a bit. But basically what that does is it positions you as the go-to expert to solve the prospect's biggest concerns. And if you think about it, this immediately sets you apart from all the insurance agents, all the financial planners, by just having an appointment setter call your leads first. It's like you're having an assistant, a staff reach out first to schedule something with you. And if done right, this really helps with the positioning of your financial practice. The next question you should ask yourself is, okay, when should you hire an appointment setter? When should I hire an appointment setter? The simple answer is if you want to stop chasing leads and have pre-qualified booked appointments, you should hire one, but let's go deeper into that. You should only hire an appointment setter when, number one, you have a proven lead source. So whether that's from Facebook ads, whether you're running a webinar funnel, whether you're buying leads. And if you don't have a proven lead source, don't expect your appointment setter can just come in and fix everything for you, because they really can't. That's not their job, that's your job. And number two is if you have enough volume. So typically if you have more than, let's say, 20 leads a week, or if you're spending more than $2,000 a month on ads, then it would make sense for you to hire someone to really delegate the appointment setting role. If you get less than 10 leads, 5 leads a week, then you can follow up with the leads yourself. You don't really need someone to follow up with the leads for you. But if you get more than 20 leads, it makes sense for you to actually find someone to set appointments for you. Once you meet these criteria, then you can move on to the next step, where to start recruiting and how to start recruiting. So for our company, we want to find people who knows our background, who knows our offer, who knows our marketing, and then we want to move outwards to people who don't. The best recruits are referrals. If we're referrals from existing employees, we find that to be the best recruits. And then the next best is referrals from existing clients. Those are also pretty good as well. And then we move outwards. Maybe if you have a social media, maybe if you have an audience list, we have an email list of more than 10,000 prospects who knows, like, and trusts us. So that's pretty useful when it comes to hiring as well. And the last option is ads and job boards. Typically that's considered as a cold market. These people are not as warm, but still you could find a lot of good recruits using ads and job board. So this is just one of the examples that we did in the past. So this is an ad funnel. This is a hiring funnel. We run ads and people opt in. People watch a video about our company, the position that we're hiring, and we have them to basically fill a form. We also do job boards. So let's say LinkedIn, right? So this is just a typical hiring post on LinkedIn. Now, I'm not going to go over this post exactly. It's not rocket science. I mean, you could simply figure it out. But what I want to point out is if you start from this way, if you start by finding referrals and move outwards, this gives you the highest chance to find the most reliable recruits first. Now let's go over our hiring process. So number one, we find our recruits through whether that's Facebook ads, whether that's LinkedIn, job boards, email lists, social media, whatever. Number two is we have them fill out an initial application. So it's like a survey with 15 to 20 questions. We ask them a series of questions just to make sure they're a good fit. We also ask for a 1-minute video just to see how they sound, their tonality. I think that's very important for an appointment setting role. And then after that, we move on to the first interview, something I call the screening interview. Usually it's going to be a 20 to a 30-minute call just to make sure they meet the criteria of the initial application. If they do, we move on to step number two, the second interview, something I call the mock call interview. And this is only for final candidates. What you want to do is you want to prepare a mock call training and basically have your appointment setter go through the training and do a live role play session with you. So what that looks like is something like this. It's a simple PDF. You could provide a mock call link right here and give them a scenario, give them the script that you use. You don't really have to overdo it because all you're looking for is how they sound on the phone, whether they can follow your script, whether they can handle some objections, nothing too complicated. And then if they're a good fit, you move on to the onboarding and training process. So there's two main onboarding and training process. The first one is something we call company-specific onboarding. Anything related to the company as a whole, whether that's your mission, your values, your principles, the softwares you use, maybe introduce them to your team, something that every employee in the company needs to know. The second onboarding process is something we call the role-specific onboarding. So that's something that an appointment setter needs to know. So we have 3 of these. The first one is a weekly sales training, meaning if they have any questions on sales, maybe objections, we'll do a weekly training on that just to make sure they're getting good every single week and they know how to deal with their sales issues. The second type of training is something I call role play sessions, meaning you have 2 appointment setters. Let's say you have one of them to pretend to be a prospect and you have the other one trying to set an appointment with that appointment setter. And you do a couple of these and you give them your feedback after the role play session. The third type of training is something I call the live calls breakdown. So what this is we record all our calls and we break down their calls once a week just to see if there's any improvements, if there's any tonality or any objections that they can handle better, just to help them progress throughout their journey with us. Now that's what I want to talk about here is compensation structure and incentives. Now understand this, the purpose of compensating or paying people is to incentivize the right behaviors. And for appointment setting, it's going to be bringing in new business by setting more appointments. Simple as that. The second purpose is to mitigate risk, because you don't want to just pay a lot of money. You don't want to throw money down the drain just to see if the appointment setter would work out. So a concept I want to introduce here is something I call on-track earnings, OTE. It's the dollar amount that the setter would be able to bring home if he hits KPI. So for an average appointment setter, it's going to cost you anywhere from 35 to 65K a year, depending on how good they are. And of course, you could find someone maybe much cheaper in another country, but you have to understand this. You have to pay more to get good talent. Yeah, of course, you could hire someone much cheaper, but then just understand that you're not going to attract the right talent if you don't have at least some sort of incentives. Because at the end of the day, yes, salespeople have more reasons to work with you than just money, but money is important. Come on. So that's why we do something like a base plus commission model. There's two things you could optimize for. Number one is you could optimize for appointment set. If you have a proven marketing funnel, if you're getting good leads out of that, you could optimize for appointment set. But if you don't have one, if you get bad leads, then it might not make sense for you to optimize for appointment set just because you're gonna get a lot of appointments with bad leads. The second thing you could optimize for is appointment close. Now this means that your appointment setter would get a commission whenever you do a close. This would be a little bit harder to work for financial practice just because there's a lot of different products ranging from a low ticket life insurance policy to like a high ticket annuity, IULs, managing people's assets. So it might be a little bit harder for you guys to set a commission with the appointment close model, but nevertheless, it's still something that you can think about to incentivize the right behavior. Let's move on to how do you actually determine your OTE structure. So you want to ask yourself these two questions. How many appointments do you expect your appointment setters to set? Or how many closes do you expect your appointment setters to bring you? So let me give you a typical scenario. Let's say you expect your appointment setter to set 20 appointments a month. Then you could set your OTE like this. Maybe you could set like a 2K in base and $100 per appointment set. So that brings us to around 4,000 a month, which meets their OTE requirements. If you go for the close model, you could do, let's say if you want 2 close a month. Okay, so 2 close a month, you could do something like 2K in base and maybe 1,000 per close. That would also bring them to 4K a month, which hits the OTE requirements as well. So of course, everyone is a little bit different. Maybe you could reduce the base and increase the commission. It's really up to you, as long as it makes sense for the appointment setter and as long as this helps you to attract the right talent. Last but not least, you might have the question, okay, what if I'm not ready or I don't have the budget? So let's answer the first question first. If you're not ready, most often or not, you're not ready because you don't have a proven lead source. And if you don't have a proven lead source, consider digitalprospecting.io. Feel free to visit our website, check out some of our reviews to see if this is something that we can help you. Shoot me a message on LinkedIn and maybe we could get a call set up. Even if we can help, I'm sure we have some referral partners that really can help you with whatever you're trying to achieve. The next question is, what if you don't have the budget for a full-time appointment setter? Because we have in-house appointment setters for all our marketing campaigns. This means that you don't have to waste extra cost. You don't have to bear extra expense to hire someone to set these appointments for you, because we do that all in-house and it's all our cost if you're working with us. So make sure to check us out at digitalprospecting.io. If you're interested, feel free to book a call. Thanks for watching until the end of this video. If you find this video useful, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down on the section below. Also check out the next video that I'm going to show you. I'm sure you're going to like that video as well. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And until next time, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.